Right, making a video. I'm in Spalding in Lincolnshire, and I just want to give you a quick walk around the town to show you what they've got. You can get a water taxi from here on the river. Look, £4, single ticket, and it takes you down the river to Springfield's retail outlets. If you look at my previous videos, I've been around Springfield's. They've got an M&S, they've got a Cadbury shop, they've got like a bit of a garden centre, various shops, and you can have a walk round. But it's a nice thing if you're thinking to yourself, you're not local and you're thinking to yourself, I want to visit Spalding. You know, the river's quite nice. Do you know what I mean? And you know, to sort of maybe park up in the town, get the river taxi one way to Springfield's, and then maybe get a taxi back, just an ordinary taxi back to Spalding, because it does take a long time. I think it takes about 45 minutes to get back to Spalding. So yeah, the town, there's a bit of rejuvenation going on. I see down here they've put the council's put some new chairs out, sort of thing, so people can sort of sit it out and watch. You know, Spalding, people try to open up businesses and things like that, and then they close. You know, the sort of population of Spalding is quite a lot of foreign workers. You know, they're sort of Polish, Bulgarians, Romanians, all living in the town and working at the salad processing plants and food factories. So it is quite diverse. But look, yeah, new seating area. But what I'm going to do, I'll have a walk down the high street, and I'm just going to point out what there is if you're thinking of visiting. So this is the start of the high street. As you can see, look, we've got a Yorkshire trading. This is we're on a Saturday afternoon, and there is a bit of a market in Spalding, which I think maybe they're packing up, but we'll have a look just to see. So you've got Boots, look. But yeah, it's not a bad little town for shops. You know, and as I say, the market, if you want, I'd say a lot of it's packed up, I think, now, but if you want fruit and veg, it's ideal, do you know what I mean? All fresh fish. There's a fresh fish stall as well. But yeah, you know, if you're not local and you're thinking, and you're out this way, and you think to yourself, what's Spalding like? You know, we can give you a sort of idea. This is always busy. This the Sizzling Grill. You know, they do Angus beef burgers and Lincolnshire sausages in rolls and things like that. Oh, well, this is the thing, look. We don't see it very often. Look, fresh fish stall. Look. And we've got some bit of flowers going on. So if you're a bit of a keen gardener, it's a good place to get your plants. You know, the trouble is, like the high street, you know, it's got quite a few of these sort of like European food shops, and there's a lot of that kind of thing going on, obviously to cater for all the foreigners that are working here. I mean, fair enough. I'm not knocking them. They're here. They're working. They're trying to make a better life for themselves. You know, fair enough. There's the Red Lion there. Look, the Red Lion pub. Apparently, that's got a plaque on the wall. I think it was visited by Jimi Hendrix, I think. Yeah, it's got a plaque on the wall. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, apparently he played. I think he stayed there or had a drink there when the Jimi Hendrix Experience played Spalding back in whenever it was, you know, 1968 or something. You know, you've got a Costa's, look, on the high street if you want a coffee. And then, like I said, look, more fruit and veg. You know, as we know, marras these days are hard to find. Look, marras. Oh, decent sized marras for £1. It's got the you know, the mandatory Greggs and Holland and Barrett, look, Smiths, Boots, all your sort of normal shops. There's a few pubs. The sort of best bet if you were, you know, maybe having a meal or thinking to go for a drink is just up this way. There's a Wetherspoons. That'd probably be your best bet, I think. We've got somebody doing a bit of busking and a few more market stalls. Look. We're not impressed with that busking. That she's killing that. Yeah, places to visit in Spalding that are sort of like well known. The first place is this, look here, American Burger. Now this is a sort of a cheap burger place that a lot of the foreign workers, I've been in there, and somebody will walk in and go, can I have 50 cheeseburgers? And then they take them out to the villages to feed the horde, sort of thing. But it is cheap, you know. I think you can go in there and get a cheeseburger for something like £1.80, you know, lettuce and mayonnaise and tomato sauce in it, all that. It's not too bad. So, you know, it's not what I'm saying. It's not like going to Five Guys, but it's like a place that you could visit. Go and try American Burger. And then the next place that's famous in Spalding is this chip shop, Sheddy's Chip Shop. And it's been here, I don't know, years and years. I think since the 1970s. Upstairs, this Turner's restaurant, it's all part of the same thing. So you can sit up there and have fish and chips. And it's pretty good. You know, I would say the fish and chips are like 7 or 8 out of 10. Or you can go in here and get a takeaway from the takeaway. But if you are visiting Spalding, you know, I would recommend that you go up there, take a seat in the Turner's restaurant and have your fish and chips. Also here, look, there's a nice little, I used to bring my mum, there's a nice little ice cream parlour and you can get a Mr. Whippy. It's normally only open during the summer months, so over the winter it closes, it's not open, but somewhere else you could visit after you've got your fish and chips down you know, you could get an ice cream down you, sort of thing. Now what I was on about, the Wetherspoons pub is this, the Ivy Wall. Hang on, we'll zoom in. You know, it's all right in there, no hassle. Decent sized pub. Yeah, if you were coming for a drink, I would recommend that. Yeah, the Ivy Wall, the Wetherspoons. And next door to it, look, is Mason's Models. If you're into making model aircraft, model tanks or whatever, it's a rare thing that a town still got a model shop. Again, you know, well worth a visit. If you are visiting and you're into your models, have a look. There's a few sort of like wine bars and coffee shops. Look, got a wine bar here. So if you're a bit more, maybe if you're a bit more sophisticated, I've not been, so I can't give you any info on it. But you know, there is a wine bar if you're a bit more sophisticated. There's an Indian restaurant as well that's been here years. Look, Saffron, I'll show you that. You know, say parts of the town, look, if you look, empty shops, I guess it's like everywhere, you know, like parts of the town can look run down, but generally it's not too bad. It's like, you know, fairly thriving, I think. Yeah, so that's the Saffron Indian restaurant as well, if you want to go there. And then sort of down here, you know, if you were here with kids, there is a bowling alley as well, and it's got a few video games and stuff like that. So what I'll do, I'll just show you that. Down this street there's a lot of takeaway chicken places, pizza places, that kind of thing. I think a lot of the foreign workers that are here, unlike the British, still go out, you know. So there's a nightclub loaded, and I believe it's quite busy. I remember going in there, I don't know, 15 years ago, and some Russian woman coming up to me and going, "Oh, hello, I like you." And then she said to me, she said, "Have you got a bath in your house? Have you got a bath?" I said, "Yes, I've got a bath." She's like, "I come to your house and have a bath." So there we go. So yeah, so just down here, this car park. There's a car park just down here, down this road, and then in there is the bowling alley. I'm not going to take you down there, but I'll just point you in the right direction. Just there, just down there is the way to the bowling alley. All right, that's all I'm doing for now. That's just my quick video of Spalding, if you're interested in visiting. Okay, cheers, bye.